We are the Morning Hustle.
Morning Hustle Show, L'Oreal. We are at Media House for the BET Awards 2025, and I got my friend here. This is a friend now, okay? Devon Franklin is in the building with us.
Hey, glad to be here. Always good to see you.
You know I love you. You're like my favorite,
right.
okay?
Oh, thank you.
You
Yes.
always have the best energy. You always have the best conversation.
Thank you.
And now, Divorced Sistas. This thing is everywhere.
Everywhere. BET is just like going crazy to launch this show.
I love it.
And I am even sitting here talking to you as one of the stars of the show.
I love it.
Blows my mind.
Is that crazy?
I mean, it's just crazy. In what world am I like, one of the stars of Tyler Perry's brand new show? That's a drama. It's a 1 hour drama. We did 16 episodes that debuts the night of the BET Awards, and then 1 day later, the first 2 episodes are on BET Plus. It's crazy.
Incredible.
As
That's
an actor,
incredible.
I never saw this coming.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is something now this year that, like I said, I see it everywhere when I'm walking down the street. You see Divorced Sistas.
Yeah.
Right? So now I know a lot more people are stopping you and recognizing you.
Mm-hmm.
What are those conversations like now?
Well, it's interesting because, having been in the public eye, for a while, it is different when you're in front of that camera and people start to see you in that way. And a lot of them just come up, and those that know me are like, wow, this is so cool to see you act like, and you're good, And then the others, like we had the premiere, and I'm not going to ruin it, but when you see the first episode, there's some stuff that happens with my character.
Okay.
And then people started saying, well, coming up to me like, hey, telling me what I hope they don't think I do in the, so they come with opinions and with a point of view, which is very different than anything I've done before.
Yeah, because if anything, people come to you for guidance at first.
Right.
They want to hold your hand and be like, Pastor.
Yes, absolutely. But but now they see the show and they just hope that, because I play a pastor in the show. I play Pastor Jefferson. Yes. And so they want to just make sure, hey, wait, hold on. We just want to make sure Pastor Jefferson's a good guy.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, you just got to keep watching.
Well, how hard is it to play a pastor?
Well, but here's the thing. It ain't me. Like when you see this character, he's really his own character.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to really explore a lot of different, shades and highs and lows with that character. So, and that was one of the interesting feedback. Those who've seen the first episode and those that know me say, whoa, that wasn't you. Like, you were like a different person.
Cool. I love
I'm like,
that.
well, yeah, I had to tap into what Tyler wanted that character to become and really embody that. So it was difficult. But at the same time, on some level, it was easy. Why?
Yeah.
Because what Tyler always wants is truth from his characters. And I was able to bring a truth of some areas and things I had not explored. And I was like, oh, this is great. I can take these emotions and pour them into this character.
I love that.
Yeah.
I know I asked everybody that works with Tyler Perry because I just want to know your experience. But he is very quick when it comes to filming. You got to get that done very fast. So was that a little difficult?
Here's what I would say about Tyler. He's quick, but he's not fast.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is the production schedule is very efficient. We shot 16 1-hour episodes in 2 weeks.
That's sick.
But if it wasn't right, he would stop us. He would give us notes. He would sometimes say, okay, hey, we're just going to, everybody on set, hold, take us off the set, go into a room, work on the scene, come back. He never sacrifice quality for speed.
I love that.
So it was quick, but it wasn't fast.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Okay, no, that makes a lot of sense to me. Well, now you also you've been in your producing bag so crazy.
Yeah.
It's incredible to see.
Thank you.
Because over the years, we've had a lot of conversations and I've seen you just grow. And the fact that you have these, how do you even juggle all these projects?
Wow.
I've seen the Felicia Rashad.
Yeah, Ruth and Boaz. Yeah.
So when is that coming towards us?
That is coming this year on Netflix. So it's called Ruth and Boaz. It's a modern telling of the biblical story of Ruth and Boaz. It's a love story. Soraya and Tyler Lepley play Ruth and Boaz. And they're so good. And Felicia Rashad plays Naomi. If you all know the original story, it's a very pivotal character. Yeah. And this love story is a movie that Tyler Perry and I produced together. We have a partnership with Netflix to make faith-based and uplifting movies. And this movie, I'm hoping and praying that it really gets chivalry back into dating. Because you're going to see that when Boaz comes across Ruth, He's not trying to get from her. He's trying to give to her.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest challenges in their relationship is her willingness to receive. Well, I don't know. Can I trust it? And all he wants to do is to let her know, I see you. And not only do I see you in what I say, I see you in what I do.
Yeah.
And he's not trying to get anything physical or anything. He's just trying to show her what real love looks like. And I'm excited about this movie. I think this movie is just going to really resonate in the culture and really start to show that there is a way that you can believe in love, that you can have love, and you can do it in a way where both men and women can come together and feel whole because of it.
Yeah. And I love that you're bringing these stories because we need some word, okay? Because the world is getting a little bit shambly. People are not going to their Bibles. Some
yes,
are,
of course. But you know,
the younger generation, I feel like, and that makes it more relatable.
Exactly.
Some people feel like it's hard to do inspirational films and movies like that, but you're bringing a different element to it that's making it exciting.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for that first and foremost. You also have another film that you just teased, Relationship Goals.
Yes.
With Method Man
and Kelly Rowland.
Are they the love interest?
They're the love interest.
Wow.
Yes. So that's a romantic comedy that I produced for Amazon Prime, and that'll be out. I think we're looking at first half of next year, and that's a romantic comedy where Method Man and Kelly Rowland, play opposites who ultimately fall in love, and it's based upon the New York Times best-selling book of the same name, Relationship Goals, written by Pastor Mike Todd. And so about 5 years ago, during the pandemic, his book hit the New York Times bestsellers list. I hit him up and said, hey man, have you ever thought about making this book into a movie? And he said, you're not going to believe this. Just a few days ago, I wrote down the vision that God gave me for this book. And the number one thing was a movie.
Wow.
And I didn't know that. I just called him.
Yeah.
So he was like, great, let's do it. I got the rights about 5 years ago. We developed it, and then I just finished production on it. We're in post-production right now, and it'll be out next year. And that's another like romantic comedy, but it's all about how do you fix your aim in dating?
Yeah.
How do you date with more intention? How do you date with God more present in your decision making? And it doesn't do it, hitting you over the head. It's all very baked into the character and storyline, but I've never seen a romantic comedy that has spirituality in it.
I love it.
And Amazon's like, yes, we're going to give you the millions of dollars to tell this kind of story. And so I'm excited between these projects, and I got a couple more. I'm starting production on the next one in September. Yeah. Y'all be hearing about that. I got another thing I'm doing. Like, I'm just grateful and excited.
I thought we was friends. You got all these roles and you ain't called me.
Hey, listen, I'm be casting in September. So hey, I get you in the read.
I'm one with God.
No, there's a difference between can be funny and are funny. You are funny.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So, okay, you've got to work with all these amazing, incredible people.
Yeah.
If you had to pick just one, and I'm eliminating Tyler Perry because I have to.
Yes.
Who is one of the people that has blown you away with just like the way that maybe they are, how they act, or just any of that?
Oh my goodness! I mean, this is a hard one.
I know because you worked with amazing
people. You said just
people.
one.
Pick one. Like, who's somebody that actually blew you away, and you was like, "Wow, this person is really because of X, Y, Z."
Okay, I mean, there's so many people that have blown me away, but I'm gonna give you two. I know you said one. I'm gonna give you two. The first one I would say is Felicia Rashad.
Yes.
She's a legend, and to get to know her during this process of making Ruth and Boaz, and just her level of excellence and grace and love. I mean, there was one moment we were shooting the movie and we were in between scenes, and she went and sat down, and we were at this property overlooking a lake, and I hear my name being called, and it was her. And she said, hey, come here. And it's like your elder saying, hey. And she just sat down. She said, hey, I want you to take all this in. This is your production. You're doing a great job. I just want you to know that you're supported.
Wow.
And we sat there and we spoke and, laughed and talked. And I said, wow. Because, see, excellence isn't just what happens in front of the camera. It's what happens behind the camera.
That's right.
And so that's a moment that comes to life. And then also, Will Smith has always been a mentor and a friend. And he's just the definition for me of excellence and what it means to be, a human and an artist and, have excellence in both. And so he's somebody that, like, he's been a friend of mine, a mentor for like 30 years at this point. And anytime I think of like that question you asked, I always think of him.
Now, you know what I'm going to ask you.
What?
Did you have a conversation with him about that slap? You knew you walked into this one. you walked into
there
this
was
one.
no conversation to be had.
Guidance, though.
There was no conversation to be had.
So?
No. You know, Will, listen, what I know about Will is the first one who will always take responsibility for the work that he feels he needs to do. And that experience was no exception. He's done his work, continues to do his work. And as a friend, the best thing you can do as a friend to any of your friends is to be supportive in the work that they do.
That's right. So, since we're getting to the tough questions.
Yes. Tough questions. Lori, I better hold on.
I know you when I first met you through my good sis, Megan Good.
Yeah.
And she recently opened up about the fact that it was your decision to actually end your relationship.
Yeah.
What was the thing that was the final say for you?
Yeah, okay, this is a good question. It's not a tough question, it's a good question.
Yeah, good.
And what I will say is there's more that I would like to express, and there's an opportunity that I'm working on that will really allow me to just talk through the process of my process and what led up to that decision and how I've dealt with that and where I am now. And so, what I would say is that there's just a lot there. Some of the specifics I'll never get into.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, and what we both know is so often in the public, you feel like you got to come here to try to, speak your piece and vindicate or whatever that may be. But at the end of the day, God knows and sees all. So for me and the opportunities that I have to be able to express, it's really about expressing how do you as a man go through heartbreak and heartache and then come through healing in a whole place. Yeah. And that is not talked about. So that's the journey that I am working on, this opportunity. And I'll come back to you and tell you more about it.
Yeah.
But to be able to talk through these issues and talk through my experience and talk through, my feelings, because to get to a place of marriage and get to a place of divorce comes with great consideration in prayer.
Of course.
Both do.
Of course.
Right? And so, I look at my process and I look at what I've been through, and I'm grateful that I can be in this moment and to be whole and to not have allowed the pain to be a block to the love that I have, right? And to be able to now, be engaged and to be marrying Maria and find love again. Thank you so much. I'm just so grateful. And too often, when we go through heartbreak, what happens sometimes? We pause. So let's say you had heartbreak, someone broke your heart a year ago, 2 years ago. If we don't go through the healing process, and what's the healing process? Evaluating what your actions were that led to that.
That's right.
It is very easy to always point the finger. But what's there for us to figure out? Yeah. If we don't do our work and figure out what role we played, then what happens is whenever that heartbreak happened, that's when life pauses for us. Mm-hmm. So we might be in 2025, but we're really stuck in 23. Yeah. We're really stuck in 22 until we decide to say, you know what? I'm going to press play on that heartbreak. I'm going to feel the pain of it. I'm going to go through therapy. I'm going to journal. I'm going to write. I'm going to pray. And I'm going to live and allow that healing to take place so that I no longer am on pause in life, but I'm able to move forward. Yeah. And for me, again, long answer to your question. There's so much that goes into that and that, has been a part of my process. And I'm excited to share it. Yeah. I'm excited to talk people. Oh, man.
And women as well.
Well, that's the whole point. Yeah. Us as men, I think a lot of times when it comes to relationships and when things don't go right, sometimes it's very easy to point the finger at the man, but men, we hurt too.
Well, everybody
love too.
It was your fault. At first. They were attacking you. It was
oh, man, I did it,
And you was
I'm like, wait, hold on, y'all. Don't judge, okay? Judge not lest ye be judged. That's what the scripture said. But, for me as a man, I really think it's important to be able to articulate and maybe even model, in some ways, what it means to, be vulnerable, be transparent, and to articulate the healing process. And so the opportunity I'm working on will allow me and afford me the opportunity to do those things.
Y'all timelines are kind of similar, even though
I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just living my life, okay? I'm just living my life. That's all I can say.
All right. Back to back.
I don't know. I can't speak to none of that, L'Oreal, okay?
Was there a congratulations text or anything, or just no conversation?
No.
Okay.
I am.
Just moving forward.
Listen, I am so happy for her and Jonathan, and their life, and God bless them. You know what I mean? Again, it's hard to go through heartbreak. It's hard to go through divorce and find love again.
But
so,
I see the glow up in you, though.
Oh man, let me tell you something.
I see that, and I love that both of y'all are happy and doing y'all thing and both growing.
Absolutely.
Congratulations again on your engagement.
Thank you.
You look extreme. Like, I love the photos, everything.
Right.
Like, how
man.
was that nerve-wracking? Is that, like, do you get nervous to propose, or is it just because you know this is the one?
No, I was totally nervous, but I knew that she was the one.
Yeah.
I mean, that part I wasn't even confused about. I knew Maria, was the one, and I was nervous, but so I did this whole, like, she didn't even know it was happening. A lot of times when we travel, she likes to do photo shoots, so I'll surprise her with photo shoots.
Yeah.
Like I did one for her birthday and whatnot. So anyway, I just said, babe, let's just do a photo shoot. We're going to be in Maui. Let's just do a photo shoot. She's like, oh, okay, great. But behind the scenes, I had worked with the production company to plan, the photo shoot, the video, the drone, the whole thing.
I love that.
So by the time we got to the end of it, because as we were going around the resort where we took where we were doing the shoot, people kept saying, "Oh, this looks like an engagement shoot." She's like, "No, we're not getting engaged."
You're like, "Shut up." Shut up.
But these was just like random guests at the hotel. "Oh, are you guys getting married? Looks like an engagement shoot." And she's like, "No, there's not an engagement shoot." And then by the time we got to the very last location where I was going to propose, I said to her, I said, "Babe, this whole time when they were talking about engagement shoot?" She's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, it actually is." And she just lost it. She couldn't believe it. She was shocked. She thought for her proposal, whenever that would happen, that she would cry. She didn't cry. She was shocked.
Oh my!
I mean, literally, like in the video, she touches the ground like Spider-Man. Like, whoa, wait a minute, what happened?
I love this.
So I was very nervous, but at the same time at peace.
Yeah.
And I can't explain it. It's hard for me to describe it. But on my right arm, I have tattooed "Love Wins," and I tattooed that on the heels of the divorce to remind me that at the end of the day, this is the path. Love is the path. It's the path. Love of self, love of others, and to be open to love.
Yeah.
So to be here in this moment and getting married again with love and true love, it's the best love I've ever experienced, and I'm grateful.
Yay! I don't want to let you go, but I have to.
I know. They're like, "Yo, we gotta go. We gotta go."
Everything over there.
My sister.
Thank you so much. You always are welcome to come on the Morning Hustle Show and talk to us.
Okay.
You have you told us what you're going to bring to us next time.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to that.
Definitely.
But thank you for everything you do.
Yes.
And I cannot wait to continue to see you glow up. It looks really good on you.
And I can't wait to see Divorced Sistas. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, and send me my script for my part.
Okay, you got it.
Wait, don't
All
forget,
right, we
you
casting in
said you was gonna
September.
cast me
Okay,
in
I said I'm gonna get you an audition. That's what I said. Let's just be clear about that. I didn't say cast. I said audition.
All right, look, this is the friends I got, y'all. Morning Hustle Show.
We are the Morning Hustle.